Hello, hello. Hello. How's it going, guys? Good afternoon. I'm just gonna check that the loading is good and that you can see properly my stream here. Otherwise, I'll need to restart my. Oh yeah, good. I guess we're good now. We're really good now. So basically, now we're gonna continue with this is gonna be our fourth stream within 2 days, and now we're gonna continue with the prompt engineering part of the course. And this prompt engineering is gonna be still with the help of the connection of the OpenAI API. So I guess we can just. I'm gonna check the feedback 1 second. And this prompt engineering is, yeah, it's good. So I'm just gonna go right up into it, guys. So let's see here. Using conditional prompts. Building upon the previous task, your next challenge is to enhance your response you received. When processing a given text, you need to eliminate its language, count the number of sentences, and generate a suitable title. You need to determine its language, count the number of sentences, and generate a suitable title if the text contains more than one sentence. However, here's a new twist. If the text consists of only one sentence, no title should be generated, and instead the model should display NA. This modification ensures that the title is generated only for text with multiple sentences, providing a more refined and practical output for your platform users. So, in the previous task, we were generating a title per each content that we received. Now we need to add the condition that in the case that there is only one sentence for the content, we really need to generate a title, and in the case that there is only one sentence, we also show instead of the title, which should display an N/A, which is like no answer. So create instructions with the directions to infer the language and the number of sentences of the given delimited text. And the text contains more than one sentence, generate a suitable title for it, otherwise write an NA. Create the output format with directions that include the text, language, and the number of sentences, and title on a separate line. Ensure the text, language, title as previously each line. Okay. I'm gonna say you are an expert in written content creation. A text I'm gonna take a hint because I don't know if the limitation is the same as before. Okay, give me delimited by. This had a name that I forgot about it. It's called triple backtick. You're an expert in written content creation, giving the text delimited by the triple backtick delimiters. Please. You are going to receive text delimited by a triple backtick. And then I need to specify I need to please infer the language number of sentences and number of sentences. Then generate a suitable title for it. Okay, so please generate a title for it in case there is only in case the text contains only one sentence, then the title should be n/a. Create output format with directions that include the text, language, number of sentences, title, and separate line. Okay. The output format should be like the following. I should write here. This text, language, so I can make it multi-line, otherwise it will fail. Okay, but it should be text, language, number of sentences. I don't know why it's not put there, but anyway, I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna put in if the text contains only one sentence, then the title should be NA. I'm gonna put this because then probably it's making a text checking, so it will look for the word if, and if I don't put it, probably will fail. If the text contains multiple sentences, generate a title. Otherwise, go. So you're an expert in written content creation. Given a text delimited by the triple bracket backticks delimiter, please infer the language and the number of sentences. Then I don't need to say please again. Generate a title for it. Oh, we don't need that. If the text contains multiple sentences, generate a title for it. Otherwise, the title should be NA. The output format should be like the following: text, language, number of sentences, title. Good. So I give instructions, the output format. I'll put a dot at the end of here. And then I'm gonna run the count. That should be good already. If not, I'll just reload the page because sometimes it happens that I need to reload the page so this runs. Nope. Nope. So then I'll reload the page. Yeah, I see here, for example, in this example, there's only one sentence. So detect the language, number of sentences, and then the title was NA. I guess it's good. Let's submit this answer. Check the instructions content of the requirements. Okay, word by word. Pressing for the language there. And the number of sentences. Maybe like this. It's expecting me to write more than one sentence. Yeah, so checking word by word. I don't know if it's the best option to check the answer, but okay. So now let's do this and let's rename it. And this was conditional prompts. Conditional prompts. Got it. So I also need to, because the text is defined in the environment, I'm just gonna create a variable text here. And then I guess that the text was this one. So I'll just copy that here. Then I'll save it. And then I will run it from here. Item 8. So it should return me basically like similar, like the same answer actually. Because I'm not generating anything, I'm just detecting the number of sentences plus the title, which in this case should be NA. So it should be the same and it worked. Okay, so let's jump to the next exercise. Few-shot prompting.
Welcome back. In this video, we'll explore few-shot prompting techniques and their applications. Let's get started. Few-shot prompting involves giving language models examples within the prompt. We create a prompt with example question-answer pairs and the question we want the model to answer. We feed this prompt to the model, and we get the answer to our question in return. With this approach, the model learns how to answer the given question from the examples. The name of the technique varies depending on the number of examples we provide. When 0 examples are provided, we are using zero-shot prompting. 1 example is one-shot prompting. More than 1 example is few-shot prompting. Let's explore each in detail. In zero-shot prompting, the model gets a prompt without examples and responds based on its existing knowledge. This is ideal for quick, simple tasks. For instance, we can use zero-shot prompting when asking the model to define prompt engineering without giving examples. In one-shot prompting, we provide one question-answer example, helping the model learn a specific format or style. This is useful for consistent outputs. For instance, to sum numbers in a specific format, we give an example like 3 plus 5 plus 6 equals 14, and the model will follow this style for new sums. We can use one-shot prompting to guide the model to structure the answer in a specific way. Let's use the same prompt and example, but with the output being a sentence like the sum of 3, 5, and 6 is 14. The response to our second question now follows the same format. In few-shot prompting, we give the model multiple examples. This is useful for complex tasks requiring more context. For instance, for sentiment analysis, we provide sample texts with their classifications, and the model uses the categories to classify new texts. We can provide examples of previous conversations in the chat completion function. For sentiment analysis, we send the text as a user message and the class as an assistant message. We do this for all examples, and finally send the text to classify as a user message without the assistant message and print the output. When using few-shot prompting, consider the task's complexity to select the optimal number of examples. Fewer examples can handle basic tasks like using one example to control output structure. For more complex tasks like multi-category text classification, we should provide diverse examples, ensuring at least one for each class to guide the model effectively. Time to practice.
Nice. That's cool. Okay, so here it says 0 shot, 1 shot, and few shot prompting. Learning from examples is necessary to improve the performance of a language model of a given task. According to the number of examples, question answer pairs provided in the prompt, you differentiate between 0 shot, 1 shot, and few shots. In this exercise, you will be given a set of prompts, and your job is to classify them between 3 categories. 1 is positive, -1 is negative. View is nice. The answer is 1. Boo is bad, -1. I like cats. Okay, because I'm giving 2, this should be few shot prompting. Find the next number. 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 7. Answer is 9. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, this is also a few shot because there's many examples I'm giving. Multiply numbers 3 of answers. Multiply numbers 2 for. So this is a one shot because there is only one example here. Summarize the given text with 30 words and generate a title for it. Display the output as follows. This is 0 shot because I'm not giving any example at all. Classify the sentiment of the review movie was not as a positive or negative. The sentiment is this 0 shot. I'm not giving any example. Weather is good today. Classification positive. Movie was not worth seeing. Classification. Okay, I'm giving just one example, so this is just one shot. That's pretty much all good. Controlling the output structure. One way to control the output structure provided by a language model is to give it a sample question answer in the prompt. The model will learn from it when generating responses for similar questions. The exercise aims to let you build one-shot prompt that extracts odd numbers from a given set of numbers and displays them as a set of numbers between brackets, separated by commas as shown in the instructions. The OpenAI package and the get responses have been preloaded for you. Okay. Okay. So first here I'm gonna do something like extract the odd numbers from the following set, and I'll have 1, 3, 1, 3, 7, 12, 19. Answer. The odd numbers for this is gonna be 1, 3, 7, and 19. 1, 3, 7, 19. Okay, my next question will be extract the odd numbers from the following set. And then I'm gonna copy this. And then it will have, the AI will have like a base of what should do. In this case, I should extract 3, 5, 11, and 3, 5, 11 only. So if I run this code, response should be 3511, which is, yeah. And then if I submit, yeah, it's 8, and I'm gonna do this 9. There's gonna be one shot prompting. You know, one of the feedbacks that I will give to this course is like basically some of the things might be repetitive from the first course. And I know that you're trying to reuse material to make like a single path, but I guess there is a way to optimize that and just to make a single path. To not just to compile the courses, but and put them in order, but like I am thinking that this one shot prompting, it was done here too. And the one shot prompter reviews. Of course, like this was done like in a, yeah, it's pretty much similar, I guess. Just that just that from the software engineering perspective, this is more compact and more organized, but it's pretty much the same. Anyway, guys, it's just feedback. This is the number 9. Awesome. Super good. Let's just ramp into the next one. Sentiment analysis with future prompting. You're working on a market research and your goal is to use future prompting to perform sentiment analysis. And customer reviews. You're assigning a number for a given customer's conversation. -1, sentiment is negative, and 1 is positive. Okay, from -1 to 1. You provide the following examples as previous conversations from the model to learn from. The product quality exceeds my expectation, 1. I had a terrible experience with this product's customer service, -1. Okay. Provide examples as previous conversations assigning the text as a context for the user role and the number as a context for assistant role. So, okay, so I need to define here, for example, the user, and the context in this case is like the product was amazing, I recommend it. And then the assistant should reply 1. Then another one says the product was completely different from the pics. Then the assistant should write this as -1. Okay, now this is because it's already 2 is fused at the prompting already, so I should write I highly recommend the product. And then if I run, I need to provide this text. Okay, sorry. So the price of the product is really fair given its features. So I got the response 1. And it's okay. I'm just gonna copy this into Let's submit the answer. Did I correctly specify the messages? What do you mean? It's good. It's good, bro. Maybe. I need to do this. I need to reload the page. Check your call of client chat completions create. The argument messages. Yes, I did. Role user content. Maybe it's just because of this dot. This will be really funny. The first role as user, yeah, is there. The first role as user, yeah, and assign the, for example, conversation. Yeah, user assistant, content. Good. This is something. User assistant. This is something crazy, guys. Difference between this and this. I don't know. I think it's quite the same, but anyway. So we got the concept. This is the most important. Guys, it's so hot. Wait a second, I'm gonna open the windows. Okay, now we're gonna go to multi-step prompting. Maybe this is new.
Let's explore multi-step prompting, which guides the model's behavior to generate effective outputs. Multi-step prompting breaks down a goal into smaller steps, guiding the model through each step to improve accuracy. This technique benefits sequential tasks like generating coherent text from an outline, which need ordered steps. Cognitive tasks such as evaluating a solution's correctness also utilize multi-step prompts as they involve problem-solving and decision-making processes. We can think of multi-step prompts as treasure maps. They break down a complex task into smaller, manageable steps, guiding the model to the desired outcome through a sequence of clues and directions. Suppose we want to write a travel blog. We might start with a single step prompt asking the model to create the entire blog without additional details. In this example, the model will generate text about a random journey through Iceland with a day-by-day itinerary. For more detailed content, we use a multi-step prompt. We ask to introduce the destination, share personal adventures, and summarize the journey. We don't ask for a specific destination as we'd like to focus on the blog structure. The model generates a coherent travel blog sequentially according to our instructions, with an introduction to Barcelona, an adventure, and a summary. Multi-step prompting can also be used for cognitive tasks, like checking whether code is correct. For example, for analyzing the correctness of Python code computing basic calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Here, the calculator string contains the file's content we want to verify. It includes functions that accept two numbers as input and perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, returning the results. As a starting point, we may start with a single step prompt asking the model to assess the code's correctness. However, a simple yes doesn't explain the evaluation. We may need specific criteria or domain knowledge to refine the evaluation. In this case, while the syntax is correct, the divide function doesn't handle division by zero, which should be considered in the evaluation. To accomplish that, we use a multi-step prompt, where in step 1, we check for syntax correctness, and in step 2, we verify if division by zero is handled. After these changes, the model output gives feedback about each step and tells us the syntax is correct, but division by zero is not handled. Let's review the differences between multi-step and few-shot prompts. While both steps and shots play crucial roles in controlling the model's behavior, steps are instructions that explicitly tell the model what to do. They act as a roadmap for the model by providing specific guidance. Shots are example questions and answers that the model learns from. They demonstrate how the model should respond to certain inputs. The model observes these examples and learns to generalize from them. Time to put this into practice.
Okay, this is new. Let's see how it rolls. This is multi-step prompting. I'm gonna first create a new file. Imagine you're a developer taking a break and you want to apply your prompting skills to plan the perfect beach vacation. And as an initial step, you decide to use a standard single step prompt to seek assistance. The OpenAI package is negative response. Okay. To max tokens. Okay. Just making you are a trip planner expert. Please generate. Please help me plan a beach vacation. Alright, so I guess that I need here to just run it. Let's see. Absolutely, I'll be happy to help you with a beach vacation. I need a bit more of information, destination, travel dates, activities. Are you traveling solo, accommodation preferences, transportations? Okay, so this is like is showing you how it's like a single step prompting. This is like a basic prompt. I'm not gonna run this to basic, and now we're gonna go into the multi-step prompt. Just submit the answer. I'm just gonna use these headphones when I'm watching a video, okay? Because it hurts a bit too, and I guess I need to buy a new headphone. Multi-step prompt to plan a trip. All right. You notice that a single prompt was not effective because the answer was too vague for what you had in mind. Yeah, I didn't specify almost anything there. How do you improve your prompt? By specifying the steps to follow for each planning. For planning, the plan should have 4 potential locations for your beach vacation, and each location should have an accommodation options, some activities, and an evaluation of the pros and cons. So this is preloaded using max tokens. Okay, what is the hint here? Contain 4 steps, each of them detailing one part of the plan. Okay, so I guess that I need to create what is the objective and then define step by step what should this planner do. So you are an expert trip planner. I need assistance on planning my vacation. Please proceed doing the following. So I guess it should be 1. My beach vacation. 1 should be please include 4 potential locations. 2, for each of them show me some accommodation options. 3, search for some activities per location. 4, which is the last one, evaluate the pros and cons of each destination. So I'm defining what I want and each of the steps that I need to analyze. I need to go through. So if I run the code, oh, so I just run one potential one because it has the max token. But if I submit the answer, I guess it should be alright. Four potential locations, accommodation. So I think it's the exact text match. Activities and evaluation of the pros and cons of each destination. Okay, it's good. Anyway, I'm gonna look for the answer because I want to know. So it's like defining a clear path, and okay, this was my code. It's quite similar, but anyway, I'm just gonna copy my code into my local. This should be multi-step prompting. Good. I'm also not gonna write this super simple, mate. Okay, next one. Analyze solution correctness. You're back from your relaxing vacation and you've been assigned the task of reviewing and correcting some programming tasks, including a function to calculate the area of a shape. You are provided with a code string that contains the function to calculate the area of the rectangle and need to assess its correctness. The ideal function for you is a function that has correct syntax, resists two inputs, and returns one output. Okay. The OpenAI package and the get response functions have been pre-loaded for you. Okay, so I guess that in my prompt, I will need to define you are a coding expert. Your task is to analyze the correctness. Piece of code. Here are the steps you need to take. 1. I need to do triple quote, so it's multi-line. Check that the correct syntax. 2. Check that the code receives 2 inputs. And 3. Check that the code returns 1 output. All right. So I'm checking the 3 steps. The step prompt asking the water. And this is delimited by the triple bracket delimiters. Triple bracket delimiters. Here's the steps that you need to take. Okay. And here I should do the F, and here I should put code so it parses the code there. I should put here the triple bracket delimiters. Then I should run the code here. Good. Just good. Another solution. Correctness. So I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna copy this here. Yep. And then I'll submit the answer. Incorrections. The probably list the steps not let the function. Okay, 1, correct syntax. 2, okay, maybe I should put 2 inputs and 1 output. Now let's do it again. And I should put like this: step 1, step 2, step 3, on the code. Yeah. Well, I see similar. Okay, guess how long we are. 46. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna walk my dog, and I'm gonna come back to continue with streaming. So